If you're going on a cruise soon or even just daydream about it, you're going to want to hear this. I've been on more than a dozen cruises, and with each trip, I picked up a few tricks that can genuinely transform the experience. We're not just talking about beating chair hogs, though yes, I'll show you exactly how to handle that too. This video is about helping you cruise smarter. We'll cover everything from avoiding the worst crowds to saving hundreds of dollars on food, drinks and Wi-Fi, plus how to choose the best cabin and time your day perfectly to unlock the best parts of the ship with the least stress. I'll also share a few cruise industry insights and stats that help explain why these problems are happening more often and what you can do to avoid them. So whether this is your first cruise or your 15th, there's something here that'll save you time, money, and frustration, and maybe even make your trip the best one yet. Let's start with something that drives cruises up the wall: chair hogs. These are the folks who roll out of bed at sunrise, toss a towel onto every prime poolside lounger, and then vanish for hours. And despite what cruise lines claim, this is still a rampant issue. Royal Caribbean, for example, recently had to address growing complaints from passengers after guests flooded their forums asking why staff weren't enforcing the 40-minute chair holding rule. In theory, crew members are supposed to remove unattended items after 40 minutes. In practice, not so much. But here's how you can beat them, legally and gracefully. If you're a morning person, get to the pool deck around 8 AM and simply enjoy your coffee and breakfast while settling in. But if you're not someone who wants to wake up early while on vacation, don't worry, you're not out of luck. What most people don't realize is that the busiest pool hours tend to taper off by around 2 or 3 PM. By then, people are heading back to their cabins, getting ready for early dining or resting before evening activities. That's your window. I've consistently found some of the best lounges available mid-afternoon, and the bonus is that the pool area is much calmer too. Also, don't fall for the idea that the chairs closest to the pool are the best. Often, they're crowded, noisy, and exposed to the most foot traffic. Some of the most relaxing spots are actually located a bit further from the pool, toward the front or back of the upper decks, or along the shaded walkways with views of the ocean. These areas often go unnoticed, yet they offer the same sun or shade and a whole lot more peace and quiet. Now, if you do find a chair and want to leave briefly for a dip in the pool, make sure your spot actually looks occupied. A lone towel can be ignored or even removed by other frustrated guests. So leave some personal items like a tote bag, a pair of sandals, or sunglasses to show that the chair is genuinely in use. And if you're ever unsure whether a chair is truly taken, just wait a few minutes and observe. If there are no personal belongings and no one has returned, it's likely abandoned. Some guests, believe it or not, reserve multiple spots across the deck just to chase the sun or the shade all day. That's not just annoying, it's unfair to everyone. And here's a strategy I rarely talk about. If someone's heading off for lunch or a swim, simply ask if you can use their chair while they're gone. I've done this multiple times and most people are happy to say yes. Sometimes they don't even come back, giving you the chair permanently. Let's talk about crowds for a second. Cruise ships are getting bigger and they're filling up faster than ever. In 2023, major cruise lines like Royal Caribbean and Norwegian Cruise Line started reporting over 100% occupancy, meaning more guests than the number of available beds thanks to kids and third or fourth passengers in a cabin. That's a lot of people squeezed into public areas like the buffet, the pool deck, and even the spa. And when everyone tries to use the same space at the same time, it can feel less like a vacation and more like a theme park. To avoid that, timing is everything. Early morning is your golden hour. Most people aren't out and about before 9:30 or 10 AM, so if you want to enjoy a quiet swim, hot tub, or breakfast without the buffet chaos, start your day early. Another smart move is to stay on board during port days. When the ship docks, the pool deck, spa, lounges, and even specialty restaurants are nearly empty. It's the perfect time to treat yourself to a quiet crowd-free experience, especially if you've been to that port before and don't mind skipping the excursion. And let's not forget your cabin. I always recommend the 5-10-15 rule. If your cruise is less than 5 days, skip the balcony. You'll be too busy exploring and hardly in your room. But if your cruise is longer than 5 days, definitely consider booking a balcony cabin. The ability to enjoy the breeze, a private view, and some alone time becomes increasingly valuable as the days go on. As for which decks to stay on, aim for something between decks 10 and 15. These are usually located between the main activity decks and the pool deck, which means less noise, shorter elevator rides, and less stair climbing. Now, let's talk about your wallet. Cruise lines are masters of the upsell, and while there's plenty that's included in your cruise fare, the extras like drink packages, specialty dining, and excursions, they can all add up really fast. One of my favorite hacks for Royal Caribbean is price monitoring. Before you cruise, you can book things like the drink package or Wi-Fi, but what most people don't realize is that you can actually cancel and rebook anytime the price drops. So if you book the deluxe beverage package at $80 per day and it drops to $65 in a later sale, you just cancel and repurchase. There's no penalties. Just like that, you save money for doing almost nothing. And while specialty restaurants are a great experience, in my opinion, you don't always need to pay full price to enjoy high-end food. Most dining rooms now offer upgraded items for a small fee. Think steakhouse level meals and menus without the steakhouse level price. And there's no reservation needed as well. If you want to treat yourself without blowing your budget, this is the move that I recommend. Another underrated gem is the Thermal Spa Pass. Most ships don't advertise it heavily, but if you ask at the spa desk, you can usually get access to saunas, heated lounges, steam rooms, and rain showers for about $40 to $50 a day. It's one of the best values on the ship if you're looking for a peaceful, luxurious escape without booking an overpriced massage. And finally, let's talk about the first day of your cruise. The day when most people are frazzled, overloaded, and already regretting their heavy carry-ons. You can avoid all that. So start by boarding later, not earlier. I know it sounds a bit strange, but if you board too early, you'll likely be stuck in long lines waiting around for your cabin to be ready. If you board after 1:30 or 2 p.m., there's usually no line. Your cabin's available and you can walk straight in, unpack and unwind. Then, just knock out the muster drill immediately. It only takes a few minutes, and the sooner it's done, the sooner you can relax. Same goes for unpacking, just get it out of the way. That way you're not digging through your suitcase later, tired and just trying to find your toothbrush, for example. To conclude, cruising can be an amazing way to travel, but only if you know how to navigate the chaos. Chair hogs, overbooked ships, and sneaky upsells are just part of the game these days. But with the right mindset and a few smart moves, you can enjoy every minute. Avoid the crowds and get the most out of your vacation without spending a fortune. If you found these tips helpful, give the video a like and consider subscribing for more cruise content like this. And if you got a favorite hack or horror story from your own cruise experience, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Thank you for watching and happy sailing.